What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Man, such an odd time to do a podcast today, but it is what it is. We have UFC Glasgow coming in from Europe today, England specifically, the same place which recently concluded for the McGregor-Mayweather press conference. So we're going to open up the main card with a bunch of heavyweights. The heavyweights are unknown and their names are apparently James Mulhern and Justin Willis. So that's going to be the card opener for UFC Glasgow. We got a couple of good co-main and main events for today. Co-main in the women's strawweight division, Calderwood versus Cynthia Calvillo. Good opportunity for these two ladies to probably become the next contender for Joanne and Jacek's title. And the main event has Gunnar Nelson, training partner of Conor McGregor, going up against Santiago Ponzinibbio, and he will be also positioning himself to probably get into the win column for a third consecutive time. Is Gunnar Nelson very good on the ground, but Ponzinibbio is predominantly a stand-up fighter. As we speak, we have who do we have? We got James Mulhern and Justin Willis. Willis is entering the octagon. Let me figure this shit out a little bit before we start. Yes, Willis is on a 4-fight win streak, 3 wins by knockout, and is also on his UFC debut. Here's Mr. Willis. Big hulking heavyweights in action today, close to 265 pounds if I am correct in looking at them right now. Heavy and bulky, so I expect this to not go the distance at all. And probably end by maximum round 2, probably early. That is my expectation. And he is making the UFC debut is Justin Willis. Looks pretty big and hulky for a heavyweight. Should be pushing 265 here. The referee is Mark Goddard, who's going to be officiating for this fight in Glasgow, England. Looks like this should be a place near London, I believe. South Shields, England's own James Mulhern is entering the octagon. Let me see how you pronounce his name. Mulhern is probably how they pronounce the name. I'm probably screwing this up, but it is what it is. It's an odd time, and it's a time for English fighters to go ahead and showcase their talent on the global stage for UFC Fight Night 113. And the next one is going to be crazy as we are approaching UFC 214 very quickly. That is going to be on July 29. James Mulhern is also on a 4-fight win streak. He has 6 wins by knockout, and he is also making his UFC debut. Should be interesting to see these newcomers in the UFC slaying it out in the heavyweight division, which is in dire need of some much earned breath of fresh air, because not a lot of contenders emerging in that division. Got a cold going in today, and not a lot of listeners to the channel would be up at this odd time. It is 1 a.m. almost in my country, but man, we gotta do what we gotta do. Let me update the stream details. 264 pounds for Justin Willis, who has a record of 4 wins and 1 loss only, pretty early in his mixed martial arts career. Had some stream issues, got them fixed now, and man, these heavyweights are ready to go. James Mulhern is very short, and I think he can definitely cut to 205, but he doesn't give a shit, and he is fighting at 240 pounds. He is the underdog versus Willis, but do not underestimate both of these gentlemen. Both of these pack a punch, and I'm going to wipe my nose because I'm running a cold today. So apologies for the same. Mark Goddard is the referee for this one, the main card opener for UFC Glasgow, and the ringos are always good in the country of England. Round 1, man, who is thicker? Gotta say it's Willis. Will they touch gloves? They do. Southpaw stands for Willis, and orthodox stands for Mr. Mulhern, who is hit with a crushing inside leg kick from the southpaw. And returns the favor is Mulhern. These heavyweights do not look to waste any time as the card opener. Good kick to the body. My goodness, these thick motherfuckers are slinging it. Good kick to the body. My goodness. Is this going to go more than 1 round? I doubt this. Oh God. They're twice my size, and Mulhern is 1 inch lesser in height than me. This is crazy. How can he be so thick? It's craziness. It's crazy. Punches to the body, and kicks exchanged by both men. Feeling that process, gotta say. 4 minutes remaining in the first round in case you want to sync this up at this odd time. If you're in Europe, this is a good time. This is probably Saturday night for you. No, this is probably Sunday night for you. Yeah, sorry. It's already Monday early morning for us. Meanwhile, James Willis misses a kick. Pretty less action in the first round. Good left hook connects for Willis. Got the attention of Mulhern. Oh, good kick to the body by Willis again. Man, these guys are going at it, aren't they? Should be Sunday evening right now, late evening in the USA, if I am correct. 2 minutes 55. Oh my God, apologies. Today's gonna be rough. Oh God. Oh my God. That's a bad cold I have today. Oh, good jab by Willis though. But, gotta get up and do shit. Slinging dick as always. Oh my goodness, good combination by Willis to the body. Good combination. Okay, I cannot understand that in the comment section. Swinging with overhands, meanwhile, are both these gentlemen. If you could type that in English, I can respond to that, sir. Whoever that is. Oh, takedown by Willis. Good takedown. Level change, gets a double. Wants to go up on top. Mulhern doing well, trying to go up to the cage right now in half guard. Willis though, ground game not that great. Mulhern almost up on one knee. Punches in bunches. Good action near the cage. Good action by these heavyweights. And they disengage back to the center. The crowd loves it. Hopefully nobody shits their pants in this division because these guys are thick motherfuckers. Oh, Good combination by Mr. Mulhern. Surprise, surprise, this one's going to go to round 2, I guess. Did not expect this to be as technical as it is playing out to be right now. Good punch to the body once again by Mulhern. They have definitely slowed down as the fight is progressing. Hopefully the audio is coming out clear. Hopefully. Do not know why there are very few listeners today. Hopefully if the audio is clear, if somebody can confirm, if the audio is clear, would be great. My USB mic is also picking up shit as round 1 comes to an end. So make that as the default. Yes. Hopefully now the audio should be clear. Please, somebody have to confirm this. Come on. I know there are 2 people only right now, but one of you could. I don't know what happened to all the regular listeners today. Let's see. I don't know what happened to all the regular listeners today. Okay, audio is coming in. Audio is coming in, so that should not be an issue. Both these guys are tired already. Man, Justin Willis is pretty thick at 265. Me and my cold screwing this up. Hopefully not. Man, I'm so pumped for that UFC 214 card. DC versus Jones 2. Finally, the comeback of the prodigal son is upon us. Will he screw it up again? Not really sure. Spinning back kick attempted by the heavyweight from England, Mr. James. Oh, good Superman punch. That one got the attention of James Mulhern. Willis is looking better this round, gotta say. This one should be ending this round for sure. I am positive. Good inside leg kick. Oh, punches exchanged, but looks like not a lot of power behind these. Superman punch attempted by Mulhern. Significantly lesser action compared to a usual heavyweight fight, I've gotta say. Good slip and rip by Willis once again. 3 minutes 48 remaining in round 2 as we speak. For the main card opener of UFC Fight Night Glasgow, oh, these guys are slinging it. In case you're wondering where you could watch these fights, I would give you some links as soon as this round ends in terms of cable TV channels or dish channels or Cody channels, which you can watch these fights on. Ah, good kick to the body by Willis. They're slinging it now. 3 minutes remaining in round 2. Mark Goddard clipping a close look on the action. The main event, though, Gunnar Nelson versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. Good punch to the body. Slinging leather as we speak. Round 2, 2 minutes remaining in UFC Glasgow. Spinning back fist connects for James. Not a lot of combinations, gotta say. Good punch to the body. Very difficult fight to score. Gotta see how these judges scored this one in Europe. In and out is James, who's looking for a KO punch. One more spinning back fist does not connect, and he's taken down once again by Willis. Not good, especially at this point of the round. Good scrambling though by James. Willis keeping the pressure. Some punches in the middle. Trying to go for that head and arm choke, I guess. Nope, abandons it. Just head pressure by Willis. Good defense. 1 minute remaining in round 2. Maybe going for a Kimura? The hand is isolated. No, not available. Good defense by James Mulhern. Trying to get up against the cage is James, slowly trying to get up, but good pressure by Willis on the ground. Good punches by Willis to close out the round as we have only 10 seconds remaining. James has to be careful. Referee's having a close look. Round coming to an end. And it's a wrap for 2 rounds. Looks like Willis is ahead on the cards. After 2 rounds, I gotta say the takedowns are gonna take a toll. So here are the channel names where you can watch these fights for free. Let me pull it out. Hopefully these should work. These are the channels from which you can watch the fights from. Some of the channels. I'm watching this right now on Sony ESPN, so check it out. Probably have dish or cable. Most definitely you will have these channels in your region, one of them at least. As the heavyweights continue to struggle to finish each other in round 3, UFC Glasgow Fight Night number 113 is taking place right now in London, England, as the crowd cheers for the fighters, probably wishing for a finish to the snoozer of a fight that this is turning out to be. But the undercard has been pretty amazing. We'll give you a quick update on what the undercard was. Right after this round, Mulhern definitely having a sense of urgency in this round. Oh, good uppercut by James. Good uppercut. But Willis just takes it. It's a really prodding style that both of these gentlemen have. It looks like there is a lack of power in the hands to put each other out. James Mulhern, though, is significantly less in weight, close to 25 pounds lesser. I'm sure he could make 205. He has that Daniel Cormier build. He is from England, though, and both of these fighters are making their UFC debut. So the listeners who have tuned in can check out these channels which are mentioned in the comment section to watch the fights with us. Good left straight by Willis. Round 3 of a possible 3 with 3 minutes 40 seconds remaining. Gunnar Nelson is the main event. And Cynthia Calvillo, Joanne Calderwood is the co-main. So interesting set of fights coming up for you guys. I'm really excited about Stevie Ray versus Paul Felder. That's going to be a good one. Always a fan of Paul Felder's style of fighting. Spinning back fist does not connect for James, as Willis is looking to ride out the round, probably to a decision. The crowd obviously not really happy right now. Good left straight once more by Willis. Jabs thrown. James is in desperation mode while Willis does not want to engage in any stand-up. 1 second. My cold is acting up today, gotta tell you. Two minutes remaining. Looks like Willis is gonna get away with a decision on this one. Oh, good combination as I speak about the lack of action. Willis, quick to realize that he has to get into damage control, clinches up against the cage against James, who is putting pressure on the neck, but not a lot of punches thrown in from the clinch. Willis, though, happy to be here. Pretty difficult fight to score, I believe. Willis does not want to engage on any sorts of punches from the clinch. He's just happy to coast right now. Good punches to the body by James. Real interesting fight to score. Drops levels, going for a single leg takedown. And will he get it? He does. Good takedown by Willis once again with 1 minute remaining on the round. That has pretty much been the pattern of this fight. Even though these are heavyweights and people expect more action from them, it has pretty much been grinding stuff by Willis, though it is not very good to look for the average MMA fan. It is enough to get you a victory inside the octagon. Gotta say, 30 seconds remaining. Will we get a finish? I doubt it, but we have got a lot of finishes today from the prelims, which I will give you a quick update as soon as this one ends. Mulhern is in desperation mode. 10 seconds remaining. Looks like the knockout is not gonna come for James, who is a native of England. Oh, uppercuts. They disengage. And Willis just raises his hands just before the fight ends. And that's a wrap. Let's give you a quick update on what happened on the other fights today. Lot of finishes in today's fight. Leslie Smith, the card opener in the prelims, former fighter and opponent of Chris Cyborg. She pretty much destroyed Amanda Lemos in round 2. A lot of punches and ground and pound. She's a brawler, man, and she brawled to victory. That was the first fight, and then we had Brett Johns versus Albert Morales. Brett Johns' domination in striking and takedowns to get the victory against Albert Morales. Danny Henry versus Daniel Taimur. I was expecting Taimur would do more. Have high hopes from that guy, but Danny Henry showed a lot of courage and even had a knockdown. So better striking displayed by Danny Henry to get that one. Then we had Galore Bofando versus Charlie Ward. This is the one which people are going to be talking about. Round 1, slam, takedown, and TKO. It's been a really long time that we had a slam knockout by any fighter in the UFC. So that is going to put Galore Bufando, looks like a UFC newcomer. He's going to be on the map, probably fighting a top 20 fighter next. Beautiful slam to get the TKO victory by Bufando. Charlie Ward was the favorite though, and he surprised everybody today. Mr. Bufando, props to you. Then we had Pantoja versus Siri. Siri in his last fight in mixed martial arts. It was a back and forth affair, but then Pantoja eventually got the better in terms of the submission. Meanwhile, Justin Willis is crying inside the octagon for his 5th straight victory, I guess. He lost his first ever fight, but then he realizes what mistakes he made, and he is now in the UFC as Dan Hardy is interviewing him. Neil Seery, though, sad to lose a fight, especially one which is going to be your last before retirement. So really sad for Neil Seery, but it is what it is. Then we had Bobby Nash versus Danny Roberts. Interesting fight till round 1, but then Danny Roberts pulled out a one-hit quitter on Bobby Nash to get a beautiful TKO victory, followed up with strikes in round 2. So that pretty much summed up your UFC Fight Pass prelims. And right now we have on Fox Sports and Sony ESPN and the channels which I mentioned the main card opener as Justin Willis improves to 5 continuous victories in his professional mixed martial arts career. Good takedowns and good striking displayed by the heavyweight. Should have a good career inside the octagon, though very sloppy for James Mulhern. Sad for the native of England. So that is the update. As we have next week, UFC Fight Night Weidman versus Gastelum, which is going to be up on July 22nd, followed by UFC 214, Cormier versus Jones 2. After that, we have UFC Fight Night Pettis versus Moreno in the flyweight division. And then we have August 26th, Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. Prelims are on Fox for that card. So Fox is going to be displaying the undercard for Mayweather versus McGregor. That is going to be really interesting to see who gets the better. I probably believe Mayweather should be able to grind out a decision. But you never know. Conor McGregor is a guy who generally keeps his word. So can't really doubt him. I'm still going to put my money on Mayweather. He is not in fight condition from the last 2 years. He did not fight anybody, but obviously he is the most excellent defensive boxer in history. He should be able to bob and weave enough to get the decision against McGregor, but if McGregor catches him, definitely Mayweather is going down. He has that unorthodox style which boxers are not used to. So it should be really interesting. See, August 26th is going to be the date for that fight, and that is obviously going to be on pay-per-view. Santiago Ponzinibbio, 24 wins and 3 losses, up against Gunnar Nelson. That is the main event. Really pumped up for that fight, and that is the only reason why I am even doing this today, because most of the world is asleep as we speak. So the next one is going to be Khalil Roundtree versus Paul Craig. That is going to be the next fight. Khalil Roundtree always had an eye on this guy, but it's make or break time for this one, because both of these gentlemen could be kicked out of the UFC if they do not have a dominant performance. Both of them are on a win streak, I believe, but that is not going to be enough to make them understand that they have to have a highlight performance for this one. So it is going to be an early finish in my opinion, just like the previous one, even though the previous fight was a little disappointing. But I'm going to expect Khalil Roundtree to finish the fight via explosive elbows or knees. That is my expectation from Khalil. He has good stand-up. His ground game does not exist, but he is working on it. He is a former Ultimate Fighter alumni. Should be really interesting to see how this works out. So that is in the 205 division, I believe. Listeners to the channel have not yet tuned in, which is surprising. I know this is an odd time, but US is still late evening, so. But yeah, it is 1 a.m. right now. It is 1:15 a.m. in my country, so. And my cold is acting up once again, so it's really irritating on a Sunday night to have a cold like this, but hey, who gives a fuck? They are showing a sort of trailer for Scotland the Brave. Is this a Scottish introduction? Oh, so Glasgow is in Scotland, not England. Surprising. I didn't know that. My geography sucks. So this is coming in from Scotland. Interesting. Interesting to note. Paul Craig is always game. Craig's ground game is good too. Both of these men are really entertaining fighters, but I don't know. It's a tough pick, this one. It's a real tough pick. Khalil Roundtree is known to gas out later in the fight, so never know what Khalil you're gonna get. So till then, I'm probably gonna put my money on Paul Craig for this one, and he is a hometown guy. Fights out of Scotland itself, so he has that home field advantage. All the gentlemen in Scotland who are doing security work are so white. And this is literally as close to white as you can get. Skill set wise, I gotta say Paul Craig is more well rounded. He is taller than Khalil for sure. And he is more pumped up. Got a good ground game, which Khalil has as his weakness. So if this goes to the ground, it's gonna be a wrap for Paul Craig. He has finished all 9 of his victories, 8 by submission, as I said. His ground game is pretty good. 7 first-round finishes and former 5-time Scottish and English boxing champion. Is that what it is? BJJ champion, yes. Scottish and British BJJ champion. 5 times. Paul Craig. Entering the octagon with the blue trunks. Car is going nuts, by the way. Should be really interesting to observe what kind of effect Khalil Roundtree brings. He is explosive, but his wrestling defensively is pretty weak. Fights out of Los Angeles, California. Were handled at War Khalil. Got famous in the Ultimate Fighter season, I think 20, if I'm not wrong. One of the recent ones, not 25 for sure. So, liked his antics in the Ultimate Fighter house, have been keeping an eye on him, got a victory at last in his previous fight, could not become the Ultimate Fighting Champion at 205. I mean, the tough champion. But he did go to the final, I believe. And he is built like a tank. He is all muscle. So if he gets you, he gets you. It is going to be over. But Paul has significant reach advantage, I believe, on him. Also has good reach and height advantage over Khalil, who is in the yellow trunks. 4 first-round finishes, 4 wins by KO. In his last fight, defeated Daniel Jolly by first-round knockout, which was only around 3 months back. Just looking good for Khalil, Roundtree Jr. But if this goes late, I'm going to be picking Paul Craig. I do feel he has better conditioning than Khalil. Let's see how they match up with their stats against each other. I believe Paul Craig is taller, and I am correct. He is 2.5 inches taller, but reach is actually identical. Actually, Khalil has half-inch reach advantage, which is really interesting. So all the listeners who are looking for links to watch these fights, the channels which are displaying these fights are put in the comment section. So if you have any of those sources, you could watch that with us on the channel. Paul Craig is the underdog, which is surprising. His record is 9 wins and 1 loss only. He fights out of Coatbridge, Scotland. He's significantly taller than Khalil Roundtree, but I did not know that Khalil is 6'1". He was much shorter than this. Khalil Roundtree looks far more calm and collected for this one. 6 wins and 2 losses for Khalil. One was in the official Ultimate Fighter finale. He is the minus 175 favorite. Looks like a different Khalil to me. Much more relaxed and game face. The referee is Leon Roberts. This is happening in Europe. Some of the best ring girls. Oh my goodness, I love this one. She is Carly Baker, my favorite UFC ring girl. Man, he is stone cold, is Khalil. Will they touch gloves? I don't think so. Yes, they don't. Good outside leg kick by Paul Craig to open. Southpaw stands for Khalil. Here we go. 1-2 is always the bread and butter punch combination, which Khalil goes for. Switching stances. Craig has to be careful. Khalil has got good power in round 1. Great power. Paul Craig cannot stand and bang with him. He has to look for opportunities to stick and move. Khalil is looking for that straight for sure. Left hand is the dominant hand for Khalil. A lot of leg kicks by Paul early in round 1 as we speak. Khalil's left hand is cocked for action. Paul Craig doing reasonably well till now on the outside. Khalil's takedown defense looks okay till now, as Paul has not engaged in anything. He's going for that straight again and again. He has to be careful. High kick for Paul Craig is available. Dropping shoulders is Khalil today. Good connection by Khalil once more. Paul Craig is a little bewildered. Gotta be honest with you. 1 second. Still a lot of feints thrown in by both of these gentlemen. Anything could happen any moment. The Khalil is pressing the action for the most part. Khalil is doing that weird movement. Oh, good right hook connection by Khalil. He looks far more quicker compared to Paul Craig today. Keep saying Daniel Craig for some reason. Paul Craig has not thrown any punches at all. He's only been throwing kicks all day. He is a little gun shy today, gotta say. Oh, Khalil is slowly opening up. Paul Craig always looking for that kick. Oh, good left straight connection. Paul Craig gotta be careful here. Gotta be careful of the power. Leg kick connects this time for Craig. It is surprising how less Paul Craig is throwing in this fight. He is generally known for his output. He is really gun shy today, gotta say. Though gotta give it up to Khalil. He is looking good in round one. Oh, good left hook. That one was good. Khalil is much more patient today, not aggressively pursuing the knockout. Staying patient. Oh, beautiful uppercut. That one caught Paul Craig. Beautiful uppercut by Khalil. Dropped him, but did not go for the finish though. Let him get up. Could it come back to bite him late? Not really sure. Paul Craig still hanging in there. Left straight once more. Paul Craig, please throw something, son. Please. Yes, finally he throws a jab. Good kick to the body. High kick blocked by Khalil. Good connection once more. 10 seconds remaining. Oh! Combination. Oh, late finish. Late finish to the fight. Khalil is standing right there. He was just standing in there. He finishes the fight. My God. Gangster finish, as they would call it. Late in round one. Move the fight. Let's quickly recap that. Quick finish by Khalil. High kick went through the guard. Right hook. Hammer fist. Hammer fist. Headbutt. Was this a headbutt? Looks like a headbutt there. Wow. This is interesting, guys. Looks like there was a headbutt involved. Man, really interesting to see this. He went for a high kick, did not catch it. Went for a right hook. Looks like it did not land clearly, but there was a clash of heads between Roundtree and Craig. Then Craig was wobbled and he finished with a couple of hammer fists and it was done. Wow. Surprise, surprise, as they say. Real surprise there. Gotta have a closer look, man. Come on. Get us some footage, Fox Sports. But it is what it is. Looks like Khalil Roundtree Jr. is the victor. And only 4 more fights, if I am correct. 4 or 3 more fights. Let's have a look. Yeah, 4 more fights left in the main card. As the second fight of the evening comes to a close. Man. And Glasgow was in Scotland. It is just confirmed by the UFC itself. Four seconds left in round 1 and he finishes the fight. Man, I was really surprised by Paul Craig's lack of action. Improved to 7-2, 5 first round finishes by Khalil, giving props to his coaches. Always good to give props to your coach. Definitely a good idea. Staying patient and finishing the fight. They do not mention that in the post-fight about the clash of heads. Gunnar Nelson and Kevin Lee in the house. Oh. Emil Meek showing off some legs. Kevin Lee 16-2 in the UFC. Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series is going to come up in 2 days. After which we have July 22nd's UFC Fight Pass prelims for Weidman versus Gastelum. That's going to be an interesting card. The featured bout is Bochniak versus Kennedy. Is it Tim Kennedy getting back in the octagon? That should be really interesting to see him back from his defeat against Gastelum. The Eddie Bravo Invitational is happening on July 30th. If you're in the area, go visit that one. Jack Marshman is in the house, 21-6 with 13 wins by knockout. Really fast guy for his division. He's going to go up against Ryan James, who's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, similar to Paul Craig. So BJJ versus stand-up. Stand-up 1 and BJJ 0 till now, as Khalil Roundtree destroyed Paul Craig. Okay, just give me a second. I'll get some water and be back. Man, this cold is acting up today. Let us see. What was I about to check? I am not sure. It's a little fucked up today. Based on a complex criteria, some of your viewers... Oh, okay. YouTube is getting complex day by day, I'm telling you. It's getting complex day by day. Wanted to check something out. Totally forgot what the fuck I was about to check out. It's been happening off late, let me tell you that. It's been happening. It's 17th July in my country. For sure. What was I about to check, guys? I totally forgot. Till the next fight comes, though. Thank you for sticking around. Do appreciate the support. Definitely do. Don't think that I don't. If only this cold went away on this fucked up Sunday late night, Monday early morning UFC fight night from Scotland. Whenever they do these cards from Scotland off late, or let it be any place. Last year they did a card in Glasgow between, I don't know who was that, Michael Bisping and Thales Latis, which pushed him towards the title shot. And these cards are not very well known in terms of fighter output, but hey, it is what it is, right? So, gotta keep it going, gotta show the love for mixed martial arts. That is what we do here. So even though some of these fights might turn out to be snoozers, gotta do what you gotta do. True MMA fans watch every single fight which is displayed by the UFC. That is what we do here on this channel. And Cynthia Calvillo is one of the next set of prospects for the strawweight division, and I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on her. Her jiu-jitsu is deadly. She trains out of Team Alpha Male, who know how to groom fighters for lower weight classes, and she's on a 2-fight win streak. She is undefeated, and both her victories in the UFC came by rear naked choke. So that is going to be interesting. They went into a scuffle at the pre-fight weigh-ins, even though Joanne Calderwood did not make weight, which was surprising for this fight. But hey, they're gonna fight. She has already won her first 2 fights within 35 days of each fight. She was featured both on UFC 209 and 210. She's undefeated, and she has finished 4 of her 5 fights in the UFC. That is how good Cynthia Calvillo is. And she's already ranked number 14. Joanne Calderwood is significantly higher in ranking. But hey, in case you're wondering where to watch these fights, the channels are put up in the comment section. One more Jiu-Jitsu versus stand-up bout coming up in the middleweight division. Ryan James, who is a BJJ black belt, is going to go up against Jack Marshman. Marshman, I think, is from somewhere nearby Scotland, probably England or Scotland itself. So it should be interesting to see what Ryan James can pull off against the striking prowess of Jack Marshman, who has knocked down Thiago Maheta Santos. He is a brawler of some of the most vicious caliber. He brings it every time he enters the octagon. Yes, so will this be a shot night for a BJJ fighter again? We will find out very soon as Ryan James makes the entry to the octagon. He is from Canada, Newfoundland. Really happy fighter. Happy looking fighter is Ryan James. Gotta give it up to the happiness. But the fight which I'm really excited about is the next one. Stevie Ray versus Paul Felder. In the meanwhile, before this fight starts, do let me know who you got in the co-main and main event. Gotta let us know. Let me check something out quickly before the fight begins. Ryan James has got 4 first-round finishes, finished 7 of his 9 wins. He's got 6 of them by submission. 8 of last 9 fights have been victories for Ryan James, who is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Interesting.
And there's a lot of people. Frank Pavon dropping fucking, making it rain over here.
Okay. Jack Marshman is from South Wales. So from the same region. So England is, I guess, a combination of England and a couple of islands. So that's what they call as the United Kingdom. Please pardon me if my geography sucks, but hey, it is what it is. Gotta be excited for the style of fight that Marshman brings, but he is prone to getting knocked out too, as his defeats will show you. Does not look that old though, does Jack Marshman. He's got 10 first-round finishes and has finished 18 of his 21 wins. 13 by knockouts and 5 by submission, so good variety of finishes for Jack Marshman, and he has also won 7 of his last 8, so most of their fights have been victories for both of these gentlemen recently. I expect Marshman to finish this in round 2 probably, but could finish in round 1, so I do not see this going to the decision at all. The crowd does support Marshman as he is from the region. No surprises there. Let's look at the tail of the tape. Ryan Jones is significantly older at 35 compared to Marshman's 27. Ryan James is also 3 inches taller and will have a 3.5 inch reach advantage. 76.5 inches reach for Jones, who is the BJJ fighter, as Bruce Buffer does the introductions officially. He has a 9 wins and 2 losses record. Does Ryan James. He fights out of Canada, British Columbia. He is really tall for the middleweight division, gotta say. Taller than Luke Rockhold. 6 feet tall, middleweight. Jack Marshman has a record of 21 wins and 6 losses. He is the minus 550 favorite against Ryan James. Good pop for Ryan, but much bigger pop for Jack Marshman. The referee is Rich Michelle. And some of my favorite UFC ring girls are also on the card. As we power through the cold, which I'm suffering from yesterday. Ryan takes the outside as Jack Marshman takes the center. Black trunks for Jack. Red for Ryan James. Gotta be careful, Ryan James, especially early on in the first. Ryan has to utilize his reach, get some feints in. He is pretty quick, is Ryan James right now. He looks pretty tall compared to Marshman. He's towering over Marshman right now. Combination attempted by Marshman does not connect. Good kick by Ryan James on the break. Reach is going to play a big part here as Ryan Jones is content in keeping it on the outside. That is where the issue is popping up. Oh, good connection by James. Good right. Good left jab by Marshman. Marshman is seeking the knockout, looks like. Good right counter hook once more by James. Jack Marshman got to be careful here. This is the first time I have ever done a podcast with so much cold. Ryan James still content on the outside. Marshman got to push the pace as he is hit with a teep kick. Good kick to the body by James. Okay, punches connecting for Marshman now, slowly but steadily. But so is the connections for Ryan James. Good kick to the body once more by Ryan. Oh, good uppercut by Marshman. They are slinging leather, slowly but surely. 2.5 minutes approximately remaining. As next week we have Chris Weidman versus Kevin Gastelum. Oh, good right hook by Marshman. Ryan James was stuttering but still pushing the pace. Good stuff. Good right hook by Ryan James and followed up by a left. The left hook is not landing for Marshman. Good step in jab by Marshman though. Got to change up and he did. Good outside leg kick once more by Marshman. Ryan James got to throw some more output. He's doing the same mistake as Paul Craig did against Khalil Roundtree. Paul Craig was also the taller fighter. Oh, good right hook. Good combination. Ryan Jones, gotta be careful here, son. Otherwise, you're getting knocked the fuck out. Good kick by Ryan James. Couple of more shots and Jack Marshman can finish this fight against Ryan James, but I don't think he has enough time in round 1. Maybe a Superman punch is going to be attempted from the feint. Good outside leg kick by Marshman. Good combinations. Ryan James is trying to slip, but he is not landing that much. Oh, good straight kick. Got the attention of Marshman. Ryan James pushing the pace. 40 seconds remaining. They engage on a brawl. This is crazy. The reach is the only problem. The crowd is loving it as we speak. Do check out this fight on BT Sport. Oh, good connection by Marshman again. These guys are slinging some leather, just like Gaethje and Johnson, but not as bloody. Ryan Jones is still connecting with some of his own. Ryan James pushing pressure. Good right hook by James. Good knee to the body by Marshman. 10 seconds remaining. Probably James wants to go for a takedown. Good knee by James as the round comes to an end. Good and entertaining round for both the fighters, but I gotta give that edge to Jack Marshman in this one. Good pressure. by Marshman throughout the fight. Even though Ryan James did okay, I have to give that round 10-9 to Jack Marshman. Good entertainment. Ryan James does not want to sit also, which is surprising. He has a cut on top of his right eye. Just below his right eye, actually, it does Jack Marshman. Getting treated by the cutman. This fight might go 3 rounds if they have such a strong chin. Number 5 ranked Weidman is going up against the unranked Gastelum in the middleweight division. We also have Dennis Bermudez versus Darren Elkins. That's going to be a slobber knocker next week. Marshman is pressing the action this time, immediately taking the center and pushing Ryan James towards the cage. Good kick to the body by James. Once more. Rinse and repeat. Good left hook by Marshman, but partially blocked. Kicks is what is keeping Marshman at bay. James wants to clinch up, but does not want to have any sort of defense while doing it, so he gets shoved away. Jabs by Marshman. Punches exchanged. Oh, good right hook by James, surprisingly. The BJJ fighter is holding his own here, but he is coming up short in some of these exchanges. Good punch to the body by Marshman. Hard one. Punches exchanged by both men. Good jab by James. Double jab by Marshman. Gunnar Nelson gonna fight on the main card. Main event today. And the co-main is Cynthia Calvillo versus Joanne Calderwood. Good jab by Marshman. Kick by James. Good jab by Ryan James. Two minutes and 50 seconds remaining in round 2. Good punch to the body, good left hook to the body by Marshman. Ryan James is game though. Oh, good strong right hook by James. Got the attention of Jack. Strong right hook. James' stand-up has improved, I have to say. Oh, slinging leather once more. Combinations by both men. Jabs connecting for Marshman. James pushing in for a low single. Converting it into a double. Does not get the takedown. Marshman getting hit with a couple of body shots. Over under against the cage. Not a position of dominance for Marshman here. He is fighting significant head pressure from Ryan James. Coupled up with knees, the referee says he wants to see some more action, otherwise he's going to break it up. Marshman, realizing that, holds on to Ryan James even tighter. Good punches and combinations by James against the cage, but still good defense by Marshman, not to get taken down easily against a BJJ expert. That's going to be doom and gloom for you. Drops down for a double, but does not have it once more. The referee might break this against the cage. Marshman, though, not doing that. Oh, good elbow by Marshman, as I said. He's not doing that much. Throws an elbow. Good pressure by James here. Good head pressure. This one might go in his favor. Good elbow and they break. Good left jab by Marshman once more. Good punch to the body by Marshman. Oh, good left hook, good right hook, good combination. Both of these gentlemen exchanging heavy leather. Heavy leather getting exchanged here. Good outside leg kick to end the round for Marshman. This was a much closer round to judge, but I still gotta give it to Marshman. Oh god, I'm so sleepy. It's 2 a.m. in my country right now, and gotta resist the temptation of sleep while doing this, cause we gotta do this whenever UFC puts out a fight. That's been the trend on the channel, and we are not gonna break it anytime soon. As the swelling under the eye of Marshman gets larger, it is getting pretty difficult to score these fights. Some of the best ring girls and some of my favorite ones are on this card. Carly Baker and Luciana Andrade doing the ring work. Meanwhile, promo for DC vs. Jones 2 is getting aired. As we speak, the youngest light heavyweight champion and youngest UFC champion, Jon Jones, makes a return to the octagon. Two more fighters returning to the octagon right now for round 3 are Ryan Jones and Marshman. Somebody has to put an exclamation point on this round to win this fight. That is what is going to get the judges to score in your favor. An exclamation mark. Oh, good right hook by James. Marshman on the back foot. Good kick to the body by James. It is getting a little drawn out, gotta say. Marshman, though, gotta get some combinations in if he has to win. Good left hook by Marshman. Anybody's round this one. Till now, looks like James is scoring the better punches in round 3. Oh, good left hook by James. Marshman, gotta be careful. James packs reasonable power in his punches. Looks like James is winning this round. It's gonna be difficult to score this fight for sure. I'm having Marshman slightly ahead, but could go either way if James wins this round. James wants to go for a takedown, but does not have it. Good pressure by James in this round for sure. Marshman thinks that he can coast and win the fight, which might be a fatal error on the part of Marshman, because if the judges gave the round 2 to James, it's gonna be difficult. Oh, good connection by James once more on the left. In case you want to watch the fights with us, I have given you some names of channels which are available on KB, not KB Lake. Intel sucks anyways. I'm talking about channels to watch on cable or the internet. Ryan James, good combinations. Slowly but surely piling it on. Hooks exchanged once again. Good kick to the body by James once more. Jack Marshman got to put an exclamation point on this round for a unanimous decision. Otherwise, he's leaving it in the judges' hands, and we all know how dangerous that is for your fight. Significantly to note is both of these fighters are pretty fresh, which is really good for their conditioning and speaks so well for them. A combination by James always comes back late in the fight. Muay Thai plum, knees. Good flurry by James here late in the round. This round is clearly going. Oh, Marshman is rocked. What happened? Oh, I guess his mouth guard popped out. So there was a break in the action. Ryan James pursuing the same. James feels that he is close to victory. Good jabs by James. Oh, slinging leather hooks by both men. Good left hook by James. That left eye is up. James is feeling it. Good right hook. Oh, it's been a good round here. Good punches. James is close to finishing him. Gotta be careful. Marshman still has power. Good kick to the body. Good left hook. They are going for it. 10 seconds remaining. Good show of respect to the end of the round. That round is clearly in favor of James. But I guess it's going to be controversial, this one. Probably leaning towards Marshman, I guess the judges would be. Real interesting fight. James definitely got the better of him in round 3. But it depends on how they score rounds 1 and 2. I guess Marshman was slightly ahead in the first 2 rounds. It is anybody's fight right now if you look at it from my perspective. Because if you're slowing down in round 3, you're pretty much lost. That is how I feel. Because you've been fighting for 15 minutes and real fighters don't fight for decisions. But smart fighters do. Meanwhile, next week we have Chris Weidman against Kelvin Gastelum for another UFC Fight Night 114. Live from New York, I believe. So it should be interesting. Chris Weidman is on a 3-fight losing streak, if I'm not wrong. Who did he beat last? He lost to Yoel. He also lost to Luke. One more guy defeated. He lost to Gegard Mousasi too, I think. Didn't he? Yeah. Or maybe they did not fight. I'm not sure, but he's pretty much on a 3-fight losing streak. Unanimous decision. Oh, unanimous decision for Jack Marshman here. Ryan James just said bullshit. But hey, it is what it is, as they say. You know. It was a tough third round, but I guess The judges saw what I saw. First two rounds significantly went in favor of Marshman, even though his tactic backfired a little bit. But hey, did not backfire bad enough as he gets a victory and he moves to 8 wins out of 9 in his past 9 fights, and overall record improves to 22 victories and 6 losses. So probably a top 15 opponent for Jack Marshman next. Ryan James does not lose that much today. He is, he's going to be on the good books probably of Dana White, and he did pretty good in the round 3. Probably the most entertaining fight which went to a decision in the main card till now. The first one was a snoozer between heavyweights, which Mr. Willis won. Second fight was Khalil Roundtree. Controversial ending according to me. Not a lot of people saw the headbutt, but Roundtree finishing Paul Craig at the vague end of round 1, 4 seconds remaining. And the third fight, which went to a decision, was Jack Marshman versus Ryan James, and Marshman getting the unanimous decision 29-28. Which leads us to the most anticipated fight for me today. Paul Felder versus Stevie Ray. Let me know in the comments who do you think is gonna win this particular fight. I feel Paul Felder has got good hands and is improving constantly. So I'm gonna give that to Felder. After which we will have Calvillo versus Calderwood and Nelson versus Ponzinibbio. Those are the fights lined up for today. Let me take a short break and get back to you quickly. I'll be back, people. I'll be back. Wait a second. Okay, people, I'm back. Trust me. still sticking around, thank you very much for sticking around to the stream. Interesting to note, today is the 113th UFC fight night. Man, they did more than 100. It's crazy to believe fight nights did not exist almost, I guess, 5 years ago. So, 26th August, probably gonna be a great night between the two shit talkers. I don't know how many of you like Mayweather style, but I was bored by the third one, the third press conference. I guess McGregor clearly won 3 of the 4 press conferences, got under his skin, but Floyd kept it real. Got respect. Even though Floyd tried to get under the skin of Mayweather, he did not have enough content. He just kept repeating the same shit over and over again. Hard work, dedication, all of the other nonsense about yeah, and all that other shit. Man, this next fight is gonna be a great one, I feel. Paul Felder is gonna be against Stevie Ray. Paul Felder is known for spitting shit. Stevie Ray is pretty entertaining, good hands. Southpaw stands for Stevie Ray, and I think Paul Felder is also comfortable in the southpaw. So it's going to be really interesting to see who wins this one, because I'm really excited to see what Paul Felder accomplishes in this fight. He has a lot of potential, this Paul Felder. But can he finish Stevie Ray? I feel this one's going to go 3 rounds though. But hey, I've been proven wrong before today, and I don't mind getting proven wrong again on this one. It's going to be an entertaining fight for sure. According to me, this has potential to be fight of the night. Paul Felder fights out of Philadelphia in the USA. He's got a rich kickboxing and Muay Thai training, and has trained in Tiger Muay Thai in the past. So should be interesting to see what approach Felder brings to the game today. Does not tire out at all, and he looks to be in shape. Looks to be in good shape, and he looks to be much more fairer than usual. Does he, Paul Felder? Even in defeats, he looks good, and he is always game to try out spinning shit. 1 of 4 spinning back fist knockouts in UFC history is for Paul Felder's. 8 wins by knockout, and he's got a Taekwondo black belt. So it's going to be an expected stand-up brawl from Felder's side, but Stevie Ray is good on the ground. Offensively. Paul Felder is good on the ground defensively. So we got to see where the fight plays out. Stevie Ray getting a great reception. He does fight out of Scotland, so remember, he is fighting in his home country. He is expected to get a good pop. The guy who made English fight nights famous, Conor McGregor, is no longer interested in fighting MMA for the next 2-3 months at least, because he has that major shit show, as they say, with Floyd Mayweather coming up on August 26th. But meanwhile, Stevie Ray, with his great array of tattoos on his right hands, is about to enter into the octagon. Hometown guy with a good record in mixed martial arts, turned pro quite some time back, actually. Has been getting good recognition recently because of his entertaining fights and fighting style. That is Stevie Ray. Let's look at some facts about him. He is on a 2-fight win streak. Tied third most wins since 2015 in the UFC lightweight division. He's got 5. And 6 wins by knockout, 8 by submission. So good spread of victories for Stevie Ray. This one should be a slobber knocker. I just have got a feeling. A lot of spinning shit will be thrown. They have respect for each other, so they will touch gloves. Let us look up how they match physically in terms of reach, height, and age. Felder is 6 years his elder and 1 inch taller. The reach is virtually identical. This is a lightweight fight, the same division, where Conor McGregor is currently the champion, 155 pounds, as Bruce Buffer does official duties of introduction. Felder's record is 13 wins and 3 losses. He is the underdog for this one. Surprise, surprise. Plus 155, not a huge underdog though. 5 feet 11 inches tall. He's called as the Irish Dragon for a reason. Stevie Ray got double the professional fights almost compared to Felder. 21 wins and only 6 losses. He's the minus 190 favorite, so quite significantly on the positive side is Stevie Ray. I do not think this fight is not as wide open as it is, but it's much closer. The referee is Grant Waterman, and the crowd is officially alive. For today, for the very first time, only 3 fights remaining. This one's the Coco main event. According to me, they do touch gloves. Orthodox stands for Paul. Unorthodox stands southpaw for Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray, good kick to the body by Felder to open up as Ray was coming in for a Superman punch. Felder has got good head movement and he is improving in his Muay Thai significantly these days as Stevie Ray and Felder exchange inside leg kicks. Man, both these fighters are so quick. I guess speed-wise, in terms of hand speed, Ray is a little bit quicker. But elbows and the complete Muay Thai game is probably in favor of Felder. Stevie Ray going for a level change. Good knee to the body by Felder. They clinch up against the cage. Level change by Stevie Ray. Wants to go for a double leg, but Felder does not want to have any of that. He's expecting a stand-up brawl today, as my eyes are about to go numb at almost 3 a.m. in my country. So please, stay with us. Even though I might doze off, don't hate on us, alright? Clinching up against the cage still, over and under, available. Not a lot of action against the cage for both the gentlemen. Level change once more for Stevie Ray. Does not have a takedown at all. This is just going to be stopping the action for more longer. But looks like the game plan for Stevie Ray is to engage in this kind of a brawl in the clinch and try to get the takedown. Meanwhile, Paul Felder goes for a takedown. Half-assed attempt. Good elbow by Felder. His elbows are vicious. Good uppercuts from the clinch for Stevie Ray. Wants to drop for a takedown once more. Once more, he does not have it. Good knee once more by Felder. It's a pretty close round actually, as only 1 minute 50 seconds are remaining. Pretty close round. Oh, beautiful knee by Felder as Stevie Ray is out, but he has recovered. Is Felder letting him up? Wow, that knee cracked him. Man, Stevie Ray in a lot of trouble. Why is Paul Felder not capitalizing? Beautiful elbow. Stevie Ray seems to have recovered. Wow, that knee. Elbow once more. Stevie Ray in a lot of trouble here. Punches. Oh, one more. Strong elbow, and he is out. The Irish Dragon strikes again. What a knee. Stevie Ray, getting woken up by the referee, protests the knockout. Man, Felder's Muay Thai looks on point. He's feeling it. Wow, Stevie Ray's face is busted open here. That Muay Thai plum and the KO. Whew, what a finish. What a finish. Pulled him down slowly and boom. Quick work. He was out already. Referee should have stopped the fight. A lot of punches, but Stevie Ray did well to recover. Man. Basic beginner's mistake again in the clinch. You cannot let your head down so low. Oh, those elbows. Elbows to finish the fight. Cannot protest that stoppage. He was out as the referee was stepping into the octagon. Stevie Ray getting stopped by Paul Felder, who looks better than ever, guys. This was a much closer fight than the result, but man, does Paul Felder look good today in that victory. He improved to 14 wins and 3 losses inside the octagon with that finish of Stevie Ray with a beautiful knee in the plum, followed by some hammer fists. Good recovery by Stevie Ray, but then the elbows landed. 2 back-to-back elbows, and then he gets knocked out cold. And Felder gets the victory. Man, all set for the co-main event between Calderwood and Calvillo. Probably they will not touch gloves. A lot of back and forth trash talking between these two ladies. As I am so close to going to sleep as I have ever been in this entire week. It's officially close to 3 a.m. in my country. 2:30 actually. I don't even know what the fucking time is. But hey, we gotta do these fights. So we are at it. Main event also really interesting. Gunnar Nelson versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. So those 2 fights yet to come. Really pumped for it. Do let me know in the comment section who you have picked for the co-main between Joanne Calderwood and Cynthia Calvillo, and the main event Gunnar Nelson versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. I don't know why they call Paul the Irish Dragon. Man, that plum is deadly. 9 wins by knockout for Paul Felder now. Oh, he had to face the death of his father, Paul Felder. Really emotional moment for him. Gotta respect that. Coming back and winning the fight. Paul Felder getting some good support from the crowd right here. Stevie Ray has been a game opponent, but his cut is pretty brutal right now. Football highlights. The winner is Paul Felder by knockout. Knee and elbows to the head to finish the fight. That is how it ended. Football highlights. Thank you for joining into the stream. The co-main event is up next. Cynthia Calvillo versus Joanne Jojo Calderwood. That is up next, and the main event is Gunnar Nelson versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. The fight which just got ended is Paul Felder versus Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray getting knocked out. Daniel Portman is in the house. Game of Thrones actor. 1 second, guys. Let me quickly change up the settings of my television. As I was saying. So hopefully that cleared up the doubt. Football highlights. We are getting a new promo. Oh, the same promo for Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier. It's actually one of the best promos cut by UFC. You gotta check it out. The life and career of Jon Jones. Explained inside and outside the octagon. Inside he keeps winning. Outside he keeps fucking up. Man, it's been a long journey for Jon Jones, let me tell you that. Has been through ups and downs, literally ups and downs throughout his fighting career. The victories and the personal turmoil. Man, it's quite the story. Jones, though, according to me, is the GOAT for sure. If he wins this fight against Cormier, he is most definitely the GOAT, and he will solidify that position if he moves up to heavyweight and wins that title. He will be the greatest of all time, and I do not think anybody would even come close if he does that. Man, his stand-up skills, his submissions, second to none. He has never been defeated. The only official defeat on his record is due to a disqualification, which was out of a stupid 6-12 elbow, which is still there in the UFC. That's a stupid rule to have. He was still winning that fight too. But he is pretty much undefeated. He's the only guy to defeat Daniel Cormier. some of his signature victories, Shogun Hua for winning the light heavyweight championship against Vitor Belfort, almost got his hands popped out from an armbar, comes back and finishes Vitor via Kimura. Alexander Gustafsson's fight, the way he came back from adversity, and all of these victories while doing 2 lines of cocaine almost every single fucking week. That is how good Jon Jones is. Even though he fucked up, gotta give respect to the achievements. He's coming to get what is his, as he says, but if he makes it a fight, I don't think it's a doubt on who wins this one. That is one of the best promos cut by the UFC for sure. Let's give you a quick roundup of the fights which are going to come on July 29th. UFC 214. The main card opens with Jamie Manuwa and Volkan Ozdemir, number 2 versus number 4. Followed by a welterweight bout between Cowboy Cerrone and Robbie Lawler. And 3 title fights. Chris Cyborg versus Tanya Avenger for the Women's Featherweight Championship. Tyron Woodley versus Damian Maia for the UFC Welterweight Championship. And for the Light Heavyweight Championship, Daniel Cormier versus Jon Jones 2. As we speak, we have got footage of Joanne Calderwood, 11-2 in the octagon, who missed weight by a little margin yesterday, who's going to be fighting Cynthia Calvillo, who is undefeated, and defeated Pearl Gonzalez last time by submission rear naked choke. The same fighter who was in trouble for breast implants was Pearl Gonzalez in UFC 210. As I continue to struggle with the cold, do let me know in the comment section who you got for the co-main event. Is it going to be Calderwood, who is MMA royalty in England and Scotland and Wales? Or is it going to be the undefeated one, the new one from Team Alpha Male, Cynthia Calvillo? A lot of fights on this card, let me tell you that. A lot more than I expected. I think 6 fights were there in the main card. Okay. All set for the co-main event. I feel Cynthia has the advantage on the ground, but Joanne has better stand-up for sure. The distance management of Jojo Calderwood is good. Cynthia has a very specific skill set, but she is really good at it. The way she works the ground for her rear naked choke submissions is great. And she's coached by a Hall of Famer in Uriah Faber for sure. Her chokes will be on point. The way she defeated Pearl Gonzalez within 35 days of her very first UFC fight, that is commendable, Cynthia Calvillo. You earned my respect, girl. But Jojo Calderwood is a different kind of a beast. She did miss weight, so she will be giving up 20% of her fight purse. Should be interesting to see whether Cynthia can match up the size and reach advantage of Jojo Calderwood. It is the co-main event for a reason, so let me know in the comments who you got for this one. Is it going to be Cynthia's jiu-jitsu or Jojo Calderwood's unorthodox striking? Cynthia is good too in striking. She's far more technical. But in terms of power, Joanne Calderwood carries far more power than Cynthia. She has been working on her striking against Justin Buchholz in the Team Alpha Male gym. But crazy techniques, unorthodox techniques, it is always Joanne Calderwood who comes to mind. Kicks to the body are always her signature style, and her elbows are always deadly. Cynthia is a scrapper though. Got a good right hand. She's got a bright future in the UFC, as said by Dana White. Finished her last fight with a spinning back fist. So two fighters who have finished their previous fights by spinning back fists. One was Paul Felder, who just finished his last fight against Stevie Ray right now with a vicious elbow. So I feel if there are similarities, we could have a similar finish. In this fight, Cynthia Calvillo, ranked number 14 in the UFC strawweight division. Almost 2 hours into the stream, and at 2:40 a.m. in time, we are finally at the co-main event between a BJJ expert and Cynthia Calvillo going up against a Thai and kickboxing expert in Joanne Calderwood. Team Alpha Male is the gym from which Cynthia hails. Justin Buchholz, good stand-up coach for her. Can she get it 3 straight? She is undefeated, and she has and is the only first UFC fighter with 2 wins in 2017. 4 out of 5 wins. She has got finishes, 2 by knockouts and 2 by submissions. That is how good Cynthia Calvillo is, but she is still a relatively inexperienced fighter compared to Joanne Calderwood. She's got only 5 professional fights. So even though she is undefeated, she has propensity to have holes in her game. She's got good hands also in terms of technicality, but power, I'm going to give the advantage to Calderwood. Who do I pick? I'm probably going to pick Calvillo by submission, because Joanne Calderwood did miss weight, but she has got great support in Scotland and the United Kingdom in general. She is a hometown fighter. She fights out of Irvine, Scotland, so she knows how the crowd is and what are the circumstances, and she knows how to deal with them. So it should be interesting to see how she responds to the pressure of fighting in her hometown. She looks significantly slimmer in this fight, even though she missed weight. She looks far more slimmer. She looks a little sick too. She's a little drowsy and sick right now. So I'm going to go with Cynthia Calvillo for sure on this one. Hopefully she's got a good fight left in her. She has the highest striking rate in UFC history. Can you believe it, guys? In all of fighters in mixed martial arts in the entire history, she has the highest striking rate. 7 strikes per minute. 5 wins by knockout and 3 first round finishes. That is how good JoJo Calderwood is. And before we go any further, let me quickly give you the odds for this one. I feel Cynthia Calvillo is the slight underdog here, which is to be expected. They had a good stare down. They feel it. Mark Goddard is the referee. Let's look at the height and reach and age of these fighters. Calvillo is 30. Calderwood is 31. Joanne has 1.5 inch reach advantage and is 2 inches taller compared to Cynthia, and she did miss weight by a couple of pounds, did Joanne Calderwood, so she will be giving up a portion of her fight money to Cynthia. Number 8 ranked Joanne Calderwood versus number 14 ranked Cynthia Calvillo. Calderwood is smiling. She's taking it in her hometown. She is the favorite. Cynthia Calvillo suddenly became the favorite here. Minus 185 is Cynthia. Till yesterday it was Joanne who was the favorite, but man, the closing odds are in favor of Cynthia. They will probably touch gloves, I guess, on this one. The crowd is absolutely going bonkers. The plus 150 underdog, very slight underdog. She is a fighter out of Glasgow, Scotland. This is her hometown, home city, home state. JoJo Calderwood is considered to be the fighter with the highest striking rate in UFC, and let us see if she can prove it. The winner would definitely be up in discussion for fighting Joanna Jędrzejczyk next. To keep a closer look on the action, we have Mark Goddard, who is doing the officiating work. Calvillo, much more faster in terms of speed, I feel, but height and reach is going to be in favor of JoJo. They do not touch gloves. Joanne, though, is game as they come. Really difficult to knock out is Calderwood. Really tentative are both the fighters early. Good kick to the body by JoJo. Good brawl early, followed by a kick to the body by Calderwood. I'm just struggling to not to stay alive, just to stay awake. But I am gonna finish this fight night for sure, guys, so don't worry about it. We're gonna finish it and then go to sleep. 3 a.m. or no 3 a.m. I don't give a shit. A lot of feints, a lot of chanting by the fans, but not a lot of action for sure. Somebody has to open up and start throwing. Good kick to the body by Calderwood. I am so fucking sleepy. Let's get it going, girls, can we? Good kicks to the body and legs by Calderwood. If this keeps going like this, Calderwood would win the fight because this is happening in her hometown. Good inside leg kicks throughout the first 2 minutes by Joanne Calderwood. Oh, good left hook by Cynthia, getting JoJo's attention. Cynthia is far more technical. Good kick to the body, though, by JoJo Calderwood. Her kicks have much more power and snap to them. Good kick to the body once more by Joanne. Good for distance management and pressure to the body. Good inside leg kick by Calderwood once more. Pretty even fight early. Two minutes 15 seconds remaining in round 1 out of a possible 3. This is not a 5-round fight. Blue trunks for JoJo, black trunks for Cynthia. Kicks exchange once more. 2 minutes remaining in case you want to sync this up. In case you are wondering where to watch these fights, it is being put in the comment section on where to watch these fights. As I was almost falling asleep due to the lack of action. Oh, good punch by Joanne. Man, it is difficult. Cynthia wants to clinch up, but Joanne does not want to have any of it. Cynthia is feeling the pressure, I feel. Oh, good right hand by Calderwood. Right on the temple. Cynthia gotta be careful here. Really careful of not getting knocked out. Wants to go for a takedown. Immediately gets the back. Calvillo gets the back. Wants to sink the choke in. Rear naked choke is her signature. Calderwood, though, good defense. 30 seconds remaining. This might get the... Oh, good reversal. Beautiful reversal by Joanne, who's almost stuck in an armbar. Gotta be careful here. 10 seconds remaining. Armbars available. Wow, what a round. Crowd is going bonkers. Back and forth action. Do not know who to score this round to. Joanne was getting the better of the striking, but once it went to the ground, man, there was light and day difference. Good scrambling by Joanne, though. Good scrambling by her. Almost got caught in an armbar there. Gotta be careful is the advice given by the corner of JoJo. Gotta keep the fight standing up. She's got a great hairstyle going. Some sort of symmetrical shit on her hair. Confidence should be in favor of Cynthia after those exchanges on the ground. She is a slick black belt, I am sure. At least a brown belt. Both of these women are smiling. They will probably... They're dancing right now. They're like, yeah. Here we go. They're not gonna touch gloves again, are they? No, they're not gonna touch gloves. Jojo has to be careful of the takedown attempts. Good teep kick by Joanne Calderwood. Teep kicks all day. That's her bread and butter move with the jelly on top. Good teep kick once more by Joanne. Oh, good left hook by Cynthia. Good high kick partially graces Cynthia's head. Good leg kicks by Joanne throughout the fight. Always putting pressure on the legs. If it is stand-up, it is clearly in favor of Joanne. Cynthia seems to be not sure what is happening. Oh, good punch by Calvillo. Good left hook. Connects the chin of Jojo. She's got a pretty strong... Oh, beautiful leg sweep. As Cynthia was kicking. Joanne Calderwood's definitely getting the better in the stand-up exchanges. But Calvillo, man, she's a scrambler on the ground. She can get you in a lot of trouble too early for you. Oh, good kick to the body once more by Joanne Calderwood. This is the co-main event, guys. Good kick again. These kicks are gonna cause trouble later on in the fight. Good kick once more by Jojo. As I struggle to keep up with my cold. Cynthia gotta throw some output here. Otherwise, she gotta find out a way to get the fight to the ground. She is not winning these stand-up exchanges. Joanne slowly closing the gate. Good kick to the body. Strong one. Wants to go to the ground is Cynthia. This time stuffed neatly by Jojo Calderwood. Man, the output that Joanne Calderwood gets you in. Good left straight by Calvillo. Jojo just eats it for breakfast. Good combination by Cynthia again. Oh, spinning back kick to the back of the head, and they touch gloves finally. A lot of respect. Got the attention of Cynthia there. Back of the head, spinning back elbow. Both spun at the same time. Oh, good kick to the body. Output is definitely in advantage of Jojo. The teep kicks. Meanwhile, Joanne Calderwood's face is busted up for some reason. She is bleeding out of her mouth. Good inside leg kick. 45 seconds remaining. 25 seconds remaining. Looks like this one is going to be in the books in favor of Joanne Calderwood. This is the co-main event. And it looks like it's 2 rounds in the books for the hometown girl. 10 seconds remaining. Oh, good kick to the body. Good exchanges. As Joanne wants to put a exclamation point to the fight. Lots of kicks. Joanne Calderwood is bleeding out of her mouth, but she does not give a fuck. She just takes the blood and smears it all across her face. That is how gangster Joanne Calderwood is. She's a gangster, no doubts about it. And she has the most creative hairstyle tried by women in mixed martial arts today. That is the most creative hairstyle right there. That braiding, that's a piece of art right there. If you're watching this, you gotta watch this piece of art. Even though Cynthia is enjoying this, she has to be careful here. She's excited. She's a little kid in the park who does not realize that she's gonna get defeated for the first time in mixed martial arts. The coaches gotta give her good advice here. Even though she is excited, she gotta be careful. A lot of kicks by Joanne, man. Cynthia cannot knock out Jojo Calderwood. That is out of the question. She has to somehow. They touch gloves, round 3. Sense of urgency. This is turning out to be a great fight, ladies and gents. You gotta give your 2 cents on it in the comment section. Please, get it going on. Double jab by Joanne. Teep kicks, bread and butter with the jam and jelly. Good punch to the body by Cynthia, followed up by a kick by Joanne. Joanne just always has her left leg up in a teep kick position. Like literally even in her sleep, she'll be teep kicking things. Like even in her sleep. She just keeps doing the teep kicks like 6 times in 30 seconds. Literally. See, as I say, let's count. In 1 minute, how many teep kicks does she throw? Right now, 1. Good right hook by Joanne. Inside leg kick by Cynthia. 2. Answer with an outside leg kick by Joanne. Wants to go for the takedown. Cynthia does not have it. Cynthia has to take this to the ground, man. Otherwise, she is losing this fight. 3 teep kicks in 30 seconds. She's on track. 4. 1 more. Kick to the body by Cynthia. 5. 5 kick attempted. 2 landed by Jojo. Good knee by Calderwood. 6. Yeah, 7. Yeah, almost 7. 7 kicks. Most of them teep kicks are straight kicks to the face, Anderson Silva style. That is pretty much the style of Joanne Calderwood, to sum it up. A lot of feinting by Cynthia, though. She wants to get something going here. Otherwise, she's just wasting energy. Joanne has to be careful. She's having her hands a little low. That strategy of teep kick seems to be working here. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Good inside leg kick and followed by a body kick by Joanne. Good stepping elbow by Joanne. Instead of throwing the hook, she just slips that elbow in. Her Muay Thai is pretty dangerous, man. She's got this thing going. Joanne Calderwood seems like she is gonna win this fight and hand Cynthia. Oh, good high kick. Cynthia in trouble, but followed up with a right hand of her own. She might have broken her hand there. She did twitch a little bit. Oh, spinning back kick by Joanne Calderwood. Her bread and butter signature move. Joanne Calderwood's feeling it. I'm telling you, man. JoJo's no joke. Number 8 ranked strawweight. Is she on the same level as Joanna Jędrzejczyk? No, but she can learn and get it done. That is how much hopes I have. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining in this fight. Cynthia has to get something done. Otherwise, this one's going to decision in favor of JoJo. And Cynthia will taste her first defeat in mixed martial arts competition. Wants to go for the takedown. Does not have it again. Joanne is good with the sprawls today. Good kicks once more. Output is the key, as they say. Good kick again. Gotta be careful. Gets the takedown. Does Cynthia. Okay, she's giving up her back. Joanne Calderwood has to be careful here. Gets the body triangle. Joanne Calderwood has to be careful. 20 seconds remaining. She has to be careful here. She has to be careful here. She should not get herself choked out. Oh, the choke is tight. 10 seconds remaining. Will she tap out? And she does not. Man, what a fight. What a fight. Cynthia Calvillo feels it. But I guess the referee is going to give the judgment in favor of JoJo Calderwood, even though she let it slip late in the round. It was good entertainment, guys. It was good entertainment till it lasted. Good fight. Good fight for Cynthia, too. Oh, this cold is so bad. I cannot state the importance of being safe and secure medically in order to do these kind of things. But hey, it is what it is. That was a surprising close to the fight. Joanne Calderwood was close to getting finished, I feel, but she was defending herself okay. So I don't know, probably since this is her hometown and she did get most of the first 2 rounds in the books, I'm gonna probably give this. Mayweather McGregor, August 26, 6 p.m. The prelims are gonna be on Fox Sports. And obviously the main event is on pay-per-view. We will be covering that fight. Let's hear the decision. Oh, unanimous decision for Cynthia. Okay. What happened? The first UFC fighter with 3 victories in 2017. It's going to be Cynthia Calvillo. But I don't think 29, 27, 30, 27. What the fuck is happening here? As it was the hometown, I felt they might give this to JoJo Calderwood. Oh shit. I guess they might have rigged the decision here. I don't know. Some of the decisions are just ridiculous. Cynthia was getting chewed up in the stand-up. It's pretty straightforward here. She got one takedown. Yeah, I agree. On the ground, Cynthia was a little better. But was it 30-27? What the fuck are these judges smoking? I guess the final finish to the fight, the way it ended, that is what got it in her favor, if it did. But man, that is not a 30-27 fight at all. What the fuck are these people smoking? Looks like Scotland has got some fire-ass weed. Let me tell you what else is fire-ass. Next week, UFC Fight Night 114 out of New York. Jimmy Rivera, Thomas Almeida. My goodness, that went under the radar, if anything did. Light heavyweight between Pat Cummins and Gian Volante is also on the card. Really interesting next week. All set for the main event. Gunnar Nelson is going to be fighting Santiago Ponzinibbio. Nelson has got reasonably good hands after training with Connor. But Ponzinibbio's speed and accuracy is deadly. But the viciousness of Ponzinibbio is great. I really like this guy. Always pushes the pace, puts the beating on people, and he's really dangerous on the feet. According to me, controversial decisions have been made today. Major one being Cynthia Calvillo versus Joanne Calderwood in the hometown of Joanne. She faces a defeat. Don't know how they scored this card, but it is what it is. Gunnar Nelson is the real deal in the groundwork, but he did get chewed up by Damian Maia. Very explosive is Gunnar Nelson on the ground. I don't expect this fight to go the distance at all. This is a 5-round fight. Let's drink some water. He does the Triple H shit. He spits all over the crew which is behind him, and they don't like it. Imagine Triple H spitting all over you. That water. Time to play the game. Oh shit. The guys behind him don't like it. But he doesn't give a shit. He is Santiago Ponzinibbio. He fights out of Argentina, and he is number 14th ranked in the UFC's welterweight division. Ponzinibbio's got good hands. He's dangerous on the feet. He should have worked on his ground game for sure. Because he's fighting Gunnar Nelson, who wants to go to the ground and choke you out. And he is built pretty well for a 170 pounder. Let us see how this plays out. 4-fight win streak for Ponzinibbio. 13 first round finishes. And finished 19 of 24 victories, out of which 13 have been by knockout. If it is going to finish, it's going to finish early for Ponzinibbio. If not, it's going to be late for Nelson. Nelson's pretty explosive too, but so is Santiago. Even though I'm leaning towards Nelson, looking at the highlights of Ponzinibbio, I feel he has a good chance against Gunny. If he defeats Gunnar Nelson, that puts him right in line for a top 10 opponent next. Probably a top 5. Ireland's own and Scotland loves him. The guy who is also known for being the training partner of Conor McGregor is Gunnar Nelson. As he is about to enter the octagon, the crowd is going berserk as we speak. It's been a reasonably good night of fights, even though not a lot of MMA community is interested in watching a fight in these odd times. It's a pretty interesting time, gotta say, to be an MMA fan. Gunnar Nelson looking calm and collected as usual. He does not react that much at all. Gives a thumbs up to the crowd. He's actually from Iceland. He's born in Reykjavik, Iceland. Trains with the Straight Blast Gym SBG Ireland with the notorious Conor McGregor. And specializes in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I guess he's on a 2-fight win streak, if I'm not wrong. 2 or 1 fight win streak. He was on a much longer win streak before he met Demian Maia, who just constricted him and submitted him really early. He realized that he is on another level compared to Demian Maia. John Kavanagh is ringside for this fight, but Conor McGregor is nowhere to be seen. Probably needs some sleep after that marathon shit show called as the 4-city tour for Maymac on August 26th. Mr. Kavanagh looking dapper in the blue t-shirt. Gunny also wearing blue shorts. He has got 11 first-round finishes and has finished 15 of 16 victories, 11 by submission. He is on a 2-fight win streak and he is ranked number 8. So this is not going to go 5 rounds at all. If it's going to finish, it's probably going to finish in the first 2, most probably. And then we will call it a day and go to sleep. The ring girls are excellent as usual. My favorite, Carly Baker, is doing the ring work and the crowd is supporting Gunnar Nelson, which is not a surprise at all. What I'm interested in seeing is how they match up in terms of reach and height, because that will determine whether Ponzinibbio can stay on the outside without engaging the clinch. Nelson's just 28, Ponzinibbio is 30. Ponzinibbio is 1 inch taller and has a 1 inch reach advantage. For the official introductions, as usual, is Bruce Buffer. Surprising to see Gunnar Nelson is younger than Conor McGregor, which is really interesting. He does not look younger at all compared to Conor. But I guess that is his calm demeanor which comes out to the front. The judges are Ben Cartledge, Mark Collette, and some other guy. And the referee is Leon Roberts. Ponzinibbio also weighed in 1 pound over Gunnar Nelson. Nelson weighed in exactly at 170 Ponzinibbio was at 171. As the crowds are going nuts, please let me know what your predictions are for this fight. Is your pick gonna be Nelson, probably by submission, or is this gonna be Ponzinibbio's night? Let me know in the comment section. Come on, it's your boy here, trying to get into the game. The underdog is Ponzinibbio, though, who has a record of 24 wins and 3 losses only. He fights out of La Plata, Argentina, and his current odds are plus 145 on Las Vegas odds. He is pumped, is Ponzinibbio. I'm surprised to see he's a little taller than Gunnar Nelson also. Not a significant difference, though. 16 wins and 2 losses for Gunny, 1 no contest. He is the minus 175 favorite. Favorites have won most of the fights today. Should be interesting to see whether that trend continues. Number 8 ranked welterweight. He is so calm. He's calm and collected. Cool as a cucumber is a saying because of Gunnar Nelson. They should probably touch gloves. They have no ill will against each other. They do touch gloves. The main event is about to begin. Here we go. Carly Baker, please come here. Let me give you something which you would like. But hey, she's too far away, man. It's okay. Who gives a shit about Carly Baker? It's time for the main event. It's Gunny versus Ponzinibbio. They do touch gloves. And the unorthodox stance of Nelson immediately on view. Ponzinibbio cutting some angles. Very low and wide stance for Gunnar Nelson. He will pop you with that right hand any moment. Oh, good combination by Nelson. Gets the attention of Ponzinibbio. Wobbled him quickly. Nelson's striking has improved leaps and bounds recently. See, the problem is you think that Gunnar Nelson's guard is down and you step in and he comes up with these explosive rights and lefts from weird angles. Oh, good connection once again by Nelson. Ponzinibbio does not know what is happening right now. This is untraditional stance fighting. Good left hook once again by Nelson. Ponzinibbio does not know how to close the distance even though he has the reach advantage. Good outside leg kick against the flat-footed Ponzinibbio. Nelson. Oh, connection. Connection by Ponzinibbio. Nelson's wobbly. Nelson's out. It is all over. Santiago Ponzinibbio. Nelson thinks he can get up, but no, sir. Clean connection from the Argentinian. He was wobbled. He should not be shouting so much, Ponzinibbio. But he is pumped. He is fucking pumped. So am I. That woke me up from my sleep. The referee wants to get him down, but he doesn't give a shit at all. Nelson just recovering from what just happened. Weird scrambles. I don't see any clear winner. Both of these people will be destroyed by the top 3 or 4 in the UFC. That's not the problem, but hey, a weird fight. Nelson rocks him. Straight right, immediately on the jaw, pulls up the trunks, and one more left straight. Nelson gets cleaned out. Left straight, boom. See, that's the problem with Nelson's guard. He does not have a high guard or traditional blocking systems. He will get cocked like this. He will get caught. Nelson did not know where he was, and he gets cleaned out by the Argentinian Santiago Ponzinibbio. Great win for him. It is all over. J. Don Santiago Ponzinibbio does the unthinkable for the Irish. Hopefully this does not repeat between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor, because that is what superior striking will do to you, sir. It will clean you out. And that is what happened to Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson getting knocked out in the very first round by Santiago Ponzinibbio. Not expected at all, but man, if you think about it, it was expected. This was coming on the cards for the finish because, you know, Nelson's guard, even though he's explosive, his stand-up is a lot lacking. Leaves a lot to be desired, if you ask me. But these guys are probably always going to be somewhere between 5th and 10th ranked. J. Don, that is what I felt, but looking at the wide stances employed by Nelson, very similar to how Conor fights, but Conor's much more compact in defense. The problem with Nelson's is he does not know what to do when his punch does not land. So he's going to leave his hands down and he's going to go for it, but if he misses, he's way open. He does not know what to do. That's the problem here. So the winner by KO, 1 minute 22 seconds in the very first round. Nelson gives it up to him. Good show of respect by both the gentlemen. But, man, it is what it is. This fight's over. Dan Hardy doing the post-fight, but not gonna stick around today, guys. Got a lot of things to discuss with you people, but cannot stick around today because it is fucking 3:30 a.m. in the morning in my country. And I'm tired. I'm a lot tired, and I gotta get up in another hour and a half and probably get ready to work. So sorry about today, but let me give you a just a real quick wrap on what the fuck happened today in UFC Fight Night 113. The first fight was between James Mulhern and Justin Willis. Justin Willis getting the takedowns and finishing with some ground and pound. Gets the unanimous decision from the judges. The second fight of the night was between Khalil Roundtree and Paul Craig, and did Khalil Roundtree not disappoint? Look really good today in these stand-up exchanges and gets the better of Paul Craig via KO. Beautiful, beautiful finish by Khalil Roundtree there. Then we had Jack Marshman against Ryan James. Difficult to score fight this one, but Marshman did get the better in the first 2 rounds. Literally, Ponzinibbio's jab knocked him out. Man, it just looks so sad for Nelson, who did not know what the fuck happened. That right hook, both the people were swinging. This was not a technical fight. This was just slobber knocker shit. But hey, getting back to the updates. After Khalil Roundtree was done, then we moved on to Paul Felder, who probably got the KO of the evening, according to me. Beautiful elbows to finish the fight against Stevie Ray. Hometown people not having a good night today. Pretty tough night for all the Scottish and Irish fans. And Calderwood against Calvillo. Calvillo getting the unanimous decision. Controversy according to me, but man, it is what it is. And in the main event, we got Nelson and Ponzinibbio. Ponzinibbio getting the early KO against Gunnar Nelson. speaking an Argentinian against Dan Hardy. We're gonna call it a wrap today, people. It's been a long night and probably I need to get some sleep. But next time when we see you, we will be with you in New York, July 22nd. Weidman versus Gastelum. It's gonna be a good night of fights. And today was also the same. I'm signing off. This is Harry from MMA Live. I will see you next week. Till then, peace.